Hi there, Loy Machedo. Speaking to you from loymachedo.com. Who's Loy Machedo and Think Personal Branding. The date is 11th June 2018. Time right now is 2:19 in the afternoon. Got this youngster who was pretty depressed about his girlfriend breaking up with him. So he just asked me, what do you do and how do you overcome this? I'll just share with you my personal experience because, I feel that is the best thing I can do. You can see my chest, you can see this. You can see this, and you can see this. This one is the tattoo of the girl who I was madly in love with. I was so in love with her, I tattooed her face, which I made it like a horror later on after she dumped me. And she dumped me like a hot potato. And that took me in a depression for 4 years. And during that time, I really went through a very tough phase, Now, when you go through a breakup, you feel it's the end of the world. The emotional pain is quite a lot. You have invested so much of your feelings, your hopes, your dreams in that person. You don't think you can move on. But let me give you a perspective from the vantage point of being 41 years old, of having more than, 450 relationships, out of which most of them were just for plain sex, but out of which the meaningful ones were 8 or 9. Where I really wanted it to work out and end up as marriage. Now, when I look at it, I'm glad none of those relationships worked out, because if they did work out, today it would have been a lot more problems. Remember this much: if a relationship is not meant to be, a relationship breaks up fast, means it was not meant to survive the long run. Because when you're a boyfriend and girlfriend, it's all about lust, it's about fun, it's about the good times. However, when you go through a relationship, over the period of time, the lust completely disappears, the romance completely vanishes, the sex is non-existent. You just get bored of the person. Like, for example, it has been me and my wife for 1 year. My wife is beautiful. She's not super hot, but she's really nice. But initially when we got married, if you follow me, we got married very fast. The sex was kind of great. But eventually, because I'm at a phase in my life where my priorities are very important, we hardly have any sex. Most of the time I'm working, I'm focusing on money, I'm focusing on what is important to me. And, when you have stress, when you have work, when you have priorities, now she is going to give birth to a baby, you don't think about romance, you don't think about, hugging each other, kissing each other, smooching each other, putting romantic stuff on Facebook. No, you think about how much money is in the bank, what are the expenses for tomorrow, can you provide for your loved ones, do you have something for a rainy day. You think about your career, you think about future, you think about investments. So these are the realities, of a relationship. So if you have broken up with someone, I would tell you the best thing to do is do whatever it takes to move on. In my case, when I went into depression, I realized the only way for me to move on was for me to be busy, for me to forget. So what did I do? I ended up sleeping with maximum number of girls. Now this is what worked for me. I don't know if it will work for you. And I'm not saying do what I do, I'm just sharing with you what I did. I started dating maximum number of girls, sleeping around, going to the gym, exercising till I would drop, reading books, going for seminars, conferences, going for movies, meeting new people, trying adventurous stuff. I tried quite a number of things. Every day I would make a list, and my goal was to focus on achieving that list. The other thing what I did is I blocked this person, and she also blocked me, so there's no way of us knowing each other. Remember, out of sight is out of mind. And when you physically involve yourself, there's always things to do. If you sit in one place and you're just thinking, you always think unnecessary stuff. Then I avoided going to the same old places where I would hang out with that person. In fact, this is another strategy that I followed. Whenever I'd see my girlfriend's photograph, and he listened to the music that we had as a romantic music, I would always cry. I'd always cry remembering that music. So what I did is, I decided to get fed up of that. I started listening to it every day for like 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, and I listened to it non-stop for a month until I got so fed up, until there was no more effect. It's like listening to only that song. Imagine listening to one song for 8 hours a day or 10 hours a day for a month non-stop. You'll get so crazy and fed up, you'll not want to listen to that song. So that's what I did. I just looked at her photograph every day. I would force myself to cry. I'd listen to the same song until that effect was no longer there. So, you know, I did whatever it took for me to move on. And, you know, and overall it did help. But the point which you need to understand is because I searched for better partners who are more compatible, I was able to find better options. Remember, when someone breaks up with you, you're single again. You have the world at your feet. You have unlimited options. You can choose all over again, and you can choose someone better. The second thing is, you know, when you break up with someone, you can not make those wrong mistakes. Those mistakes you can avoid. See, the choices that I made when I was 20, and the choices that I made when I was 30, and the choices that I make today is so different. And I'm so glad that I never settled down with the person I was dating when I was 20, because when I look at that person today, I was like, oh my goodness, what was I even thinking? So my choices have improved. I've come to know myself more. They are more refined. And you reach a point where maturity sets in, and you make the right choices, you know. So that's why if you look at someone who's 5 years old, obviously you can't make the right decision. Someone who's 10 years old can't make the right decision. And someone who's 15 looks at someone who's 10. The person who's 15 can make a better choice. Someone who's 20 can make a better choice than someone who's 15. So that way, as you grow older, you can make a better choice. And most important of all is, I think because I was able to enjoy my life, I was able to satisfy all my temptations, I was able to do all the crazy stuff that I was able to do because I was single. I reached a point where I said, okay, now I'm tired, it's enough. Now it's time to settle down, and I carefully chose the right person. And because I took my time, and because, you know, I saved up enough money, I was able to not only select a wide variety, I made the right choice. See, had I made the choice before when I was in my 20s, it would zero down only to Indians, and that also Christians, because I was a Christian Indian and I didn't know anyone else. From there, when I became a playboy, Russians, Vietnamese, Filipinos, Pakistanis, I tried Sri Lankans, different nationalities, different people, different backgrounds, different, financial levels, career levels. Finally, I think I never thought in my wildest dreams I'd settle down for someone from Thailand. And I'll tell you, I'm lucky that I have her. So if you are going through a breakup, I'll just say congratulations. You have just been given the freedom to start all over again. There are, 7 billion people on the planet. 7 billion. Even if you choose, let's say you interact with 1,000, only 1,000 new partners, just interact. I'm not saying sex, nothing. You would have, a choice to make something much more better than, who you had before. And remember, one person is not the end of the world. Like, I sometimes speak in a very crude way when I say, don't be addicted to one vagina, So whether you're a girl or a guy, remember, that one person who left you, be glad that they left you early. Because if they left you late, when you have a kid and when you're old, that'll really mess up things. So I'm really glad that all those girls left me. I'm glad for all the experience. I'm glad for all the breakups. And today I know I have the best girl. So if you're going through a breakup, congratulations. You've just been given a ticket of freedom to enjoy life, be free, and try out a new partner. So this is what I think. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't like it, give it a thumbs down. This is me signing off for now. Take care.